Alright, what is going on guys, Thim here, and in today's video I have a commentary for y'all, and we are going to be basically summarizing all of the important parts in the PvP round table. Now unfortunately I did not get onto it, Sauce hosted it, and unfortunately I was not invited. However, I did try to get on there. I emailed KI and stuff like that, and there probably will be another one in a couple of months towards the end of the year probably. So hopefully we do get onto that one. That being said, it was basically just Sauce, Artie, and Rotbeard. Spark was there as well. Spark kind of just chills and lurks in the back, He's a chill guy. And Falmea actually came in with, some heat, ironically, right? She basically dropped that 5th Age is going to be in the spring update, so expect 5th Age in the next month or two, and, based on what I heard, I've been telling people, hey guys, 5th Age is coming soon. I was predicting around summer, but, no, it's going to be out in the next month or two, and we're going to talk about, a lot of stuff that was covered here in the video, and real quick, guys, I hope you guys leave a like on the video. I really, really would appreciate it. I do post daily here on the channel. I do, PvP videos and commentary kind of videos, so if you are interested in that, I would really, really appreciate it. It does help me out a lot with the channel. But yeah, let's get right into the video. So my Wiz actually crashed my entire computer, so, we're not in the game yet, but we're loading up. But yeah, 5th Age is coming this spring, guys. That is really, really cool. A lot of stuff they talked about were, accessibility to TCs, pets, gear. Not really much to talk about there, but something I thought I'd bring up right away is the blackberry jellyfish or whatever that everyone's been complaining about. It was basically a bug. It wasn't supposed to be that common in the first place. So, people are freaking out about it, but it wasn't supposed to be like that in the first place. So, they did kind of address that in this round table. Another thing I want to talk about is Solar Surge. Now, a lot of people struggle to get this. It's unfair when one has it and the other one doesn't, and I completely do agree with that logic, guys. But Solar Surge won't be changing until 5th Age, and by the sound of it, Solar Surge people will play Solar Surge people in 5th Age, and people who don't have it will play people who don't have it most likely in 5th Age. And if that's not the case, the elo system will, pair people up more often with people who have Surge or don't have Surge, right? So it'll be more balanced, I guess is the best way to put it for 5th Age. But the 4th Age, it's been kind of a hard journey, really, I'd say, for a lot of players, whether you have Surge or not. But just hold on for a couple more months, guys, and they should have that fixed for you. Next thing I want to talk about is drains. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about death and how it's like the best school in the game right now, right? Now, they did talk about drains and, how it shifted around the meta as they, have. I've talked about this here on the channel as well, right? Basically what they're going to do is they're going to introduce cards that counter drains. So the best analogy I can give is there's going to be a drain infection minus 50% to next drain spell, I guess would be something like that, right? So that's probably something they're going to look at. Other things they might do, if it still is a little bit overtuned, I think is probably just going to be, reduce the amount of damage the drain does with an enchant, right? Because it's because it gets the full value out of Surge, right? So, like, it might go back to doing a bit less because of the drain, and I'm down for either one. To be honest, guys, I think it's pretty cool. I think death is slightly overtuned in this current meta, unfortunately. That being said, I don't want it to be, completely shafted into the ground or anything. I do just think, Wraith always being a good move is kind of, pretty annoying. Next up, they did not really talk very much about this. I'm kind of disappointed by it, but basically is healing. Now, if you guys have seen any of my other commentaries, basically, healing per pip is going to go down. The incoming heal stat is going to be, going out the window. stuff like that. And Sauce basically brought up, like, I mean, hey man, like, why don't you just make better counters? Like, why don't you make infection, better? Why don't you give us more stuff that, counters healing? And something Artie brought up was it's like a trap. So if I put a trap on my life wizard opponent, right, and they use it regenerates, technically that all that healing will be damage. So let's say I put the trap heal on them, and then they go for regenerate, and it does 2500. That's 2500 damage they have to do to themselves, and I think that's actually a pretty good idea. That's a very smart way, to counter healing and make it worse. So I'm more game to that, nerfing healing and making it so there's more ways to counter it, because at the end of the day, guys, right, healing is kind of noob friendly, right? It kind of mitigates playing better at the end of the day, so I do think this is a step in the right direction. There's also a new animation for PvP only. They're talking about this under the incentivized part, to be incentivized to want a PvP. So basically, I guess I could try and find a clip for you guys here. So this is the clip, guys. It's just something quick. Basically, you see that it's a new animation, looks pretty cool, right? If you watch it over and over and you are a Wiz fan, this basically is what happened in the commercial trailers back when the game launched. So it's kind of a, nostalgic callback, basically. And, I think it's neat. They actually don't show off the wand because they don't want to spoil it, but this is the animation without the weapon, basically, and it's pretty cool to see. Next up, a bit more about accessibility. They talked about, PvP being more free to play. So motorists, they know it's pay to win. They're gonna unleash. Oh my god, they're gonna release more free to play options for you guys pretty soon. They're working on like a little gear audit and also dual school stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in the video. But just know they are aware of this pay to win robe, and they plan on making more items free to play. On a side note, they talked briefly about spellements. Basically, spellements will now be in PvE and in PvP. So all spellements from rank 1 to 6. So, when I'm looking at this on a balance, I'm thinking Scarab all the way up to, what is it, Hydra. There'll be different spellment paths. I'll be upgrading their damage and stuff like that. I think that is really cool. I like that idea. I hope they get it right and not just force us to play Beast Moon like the Beast Moon ones, right? But very good news to hear, guys. Next up, Rapbeard had to report that the programmers got back to them and they have fixed the blade stock exploit, so that is pretty good, I guess. However, myself and I guess, or me and like all the community has enjoyed, blade stacking not be a thing in PvP, because at the end of the day, stacking strategies really shouldn't be in PvP, and I'm very happy with this stuff just being gone, but I know, unfortunately, KingsIsle doesn't want to, just get rid of stacking strategies entirely, so it'll be back soon. It'll actually be working as intended, okay, guys? I put out a whole video about why that was so twisted. I feel like the way Rapbeard kind of handled that, working as intended, was so twisted, bro. It was so twisted, but they did actually fix it, so it'll work the way it's supposed to. So it's not going to be as good as you guys think it is. People could still be annoying and stingy with it, but it's not going to be that good, really, I wouldn't imagine. And, if it is, they'll probably nerf it and, ban TC traps and TC blades. The try ones, right? Spirit trap, elemental trap, that stuff. They'll ban these to make it less effective, basically. Another thing they talked about for mitigating deck failing was some other card game where, basically, if let's say there's let's say Fallon Moon is she's a person who's gonna give me a new spell, right? So if I go up to Fallon or whatever, right, she's running away, but whatever. If I go up to some NPC, right, this bush, let's say this bush is the NPC, right? If I go here and I'm like, hey man, what's up? And then they give me a card called fishing or something, right? So I put the fishing card in my deck and I hold onto it. So let's say I click on the fishing card and I get to pick one deck out of, or sorry, one card out of my entire deck that I want to pull next turn or make this round. So I think that'd be pretty cool. You know, obviously, I think you should maybe only have 1 to 2 copies of this. You shouldn't be able to pack a ton of them, because obviously you still want the RNG charisma in the game, right? So I think something like that is a very, very good idea, and I'm really looking forward to it. Another thing they brought up were the new arenas, and there's going to be other locations that might not be arenas in PvP, so I'm very interested to see that. I'm thinking maybe there'll be multiple, you know, maybe multiple sigils. Like, what this looks like a sigil right here, right? Right here. What if I can fight somebody, like, in this, right? And have a little arena here, you know? Because the arenas right now are kind of based on an entire world, but why can't I just have, like, a little arena and, like, people gather around on the sidewalk right here, and we just have a little arena here in Wiz City, right? I think that'd be really cool. I would like to see more stuff like that, and it will be coming for 5th Age. Next up, they talked about buffing minions, specifically myth minions for the school identity, obviously, and they talked about bugs like, oh, the AI basically, a storm minion is going to want to blade more than a death minion, right? That's what the AI works as, and they're going to be looking more into it, potentially. That's really all they covered for the minions, and how they don't really know how to balance the Yaga minion. It's been OP, really bad, OP, really bad. So they kind of joked about it, but yeah, look forward to minion AI being buffed in the future. Then I'm not sure if I brought this up earlier, but there's gonna be more 2-pip bubbles coming. So, you know, you think about death and life, that they get free bubble control, really. I think a lot more stuff could be cool. You know, what if fire has a 2-pip bubble that only buffs overtimes? What if a storm has a 2-pip critical bubble or a 2-pip pierce bubble? Now, I know there are the 4-pip ones, but they're 4 pips and they give you both of them, right? So why don't you have a Dark Wind, Pierce Bubble, or Crit Bubble, and then have both? I think that'd be really, really cool, and I'd really like to see more stuff like that come to the game if certain schools are going to get more bubbles than others. Then yeah, that's really all I got for you guys for today's video. They did talk a lot about school, the dual schooling, and stuff like that, but personally, I'm not a big fan of that. If you are, that's pretty cool, I guess, but I think that's going to kill school identity, and, you know, I think it'd be cool to, you know, watch out for an Ifrit or something if I'm playing a balance, or a ice, maybe, I guess. That could be cool, right? But, again, then that's a school identity problem, and that's a whole other beast. I guess another thing I could bring up as well is Steel Word. They still seem very hell-bent on Steel Word, and apparently it follows their spell audit formula, and they want it to be annoying, but they said to look out for stuff that might counter Steel Word. Unfortunately, Sauce did not bring up the Steel Word cap. I spammed his chat about 7 or 8 times about TC caps, but unfortunately, he didn't want to read it. I'm kind of salty, honestly, man. I feel like the question part of it was handled poorly. He read about 3 questions that KingsIsle already answered themselves in literally the roundtable like half an hour ago. And like the new questions, like the important one, like mine about like TC caps or something like that, or plenty of other ones, you know, didn't get brought up as well. So I'm kind of upset with how that part was handled, but, you know, with all due respect, I think the rest of it went pretty well, guys. I really think that is really all there is to talk about. Oh, I guess one more thing. They're gonna basically be looking at, or they're gonna be making fire be more of an overtime school. So basically, how Rapier put it, it's been an alpha hitting school for too long or something. Like, it's been too hard of a hitter for too long, like on brute damage, I think was his saying. So basically, you know, looking at cards like Ifrit doing too much damage, stuff like that. Just it should be more overtime orientated and not just, you know, like Storm where it's brute force, but it's just better, right? So look out for that if you are a fire main. And yeah, I know I've said this 3 times, but I think that is really it for the video. Again, pretty good roundtable. It kind of sucks I wasn't on there. Hopefully we do get onto the next one. I'm not really sure why I wasn't on this one, to be honest. I've been posting daily for like 7 months, and our channel isn't like, that small. I mean, it's small, but like Sauce and I are the only ones who post daily anyways, so what's wrong with having another person on there? I really don't get it, so anyways, good event, Sauce, and I really do think it was good to get the community stuff talked about, and I'm very happy that 5th Age will be coming soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, leave a like and subscribe if you made it this far in this video, guys. I'd really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and as always, take care, guys.